then I can show you the constructor with all the commands in it. And here we go. The lobby.c++, as I was saying, I've got to call another use the room list, so it's the initialized and such. Here are the commands. The command list, pushing back into the vector. I just need to run through them in the list, and they're going to always be the same, so I'm using the vector. I've got shutdown command, change rank, kick, announce, create room, join, rooms, exit. All these commands here are commands that are going to be able to be used in the lobby. So I'll go in and show you how these are done now. So I'll actually just show you there's not much more in the lobby, as I was saying. Got my enter function, so whenever someone enters the lobby, displays this message. Basically the command's title. This is just a helper method to create a title out of whatever's passed in, give it a prefix and suffix. So, and it'll place the title basically in the more or less in the middle of the screen. What was I? Yeah, it clears the screen, calls the title, turns into title, and it puts in the press help for any commands. Basically, it's the enter message. Creates the player. Gets the reference to the player, makes them active and logged in. The leave one is pretty much it. Puts into the user log that the person's leaving the lobby, turns their activity into false, and if the connection isn't closed, it's going to log them out. So it'll save the player stuff and it'll log them out of the server and close the connection. The hung up one is pretty much it's if someone disappeared from the lobby, it's going to do this: send a message to everyone that they've disappeared, and then send them on to the leave. Same with flooded. Send global is just similar to what was in the example. It's the send message to everyone. So it's the same as it was. It's a send message to everyone in the room who's logged in. Players. This is send everyone in the lobby who's active. So this is to show that they're active, the player's active, and they're not in a game. So this is that when I send a chat message to everyone, it's not going to go and show the message to someone in the match or in the game lobby or in the battle. And logout message is just something I left in. It's just handier to use and put in red and bold before it. And remove room is something for the list. So it's just to remove room from a list if it matches the name and erase it. I can show you here for when I have the list of rooms, whenever a room's added to it, and the update method's called from XK-Vation. It's just something that's going to run through each of the room and call the update function in each room. So now the commands. The way the command works is in a command. I should bring up the user command header. In the user command, it's fairly simple. All there is a command and a function pointer, which returns void, and it has a string and a player pointer passed in. So I've also got a function perform command similar to the xkit. So in user command, it's up in the same one. In user command.cpp, there we go. All I've got in is pretty much something so that whenever the command's passed in, the command string, the player, it checks if the command is equal to the command that's stored with this user command, and if it is, it calls the function that we've got the pointer to. So the way I'm actually populating this list is like this, with a reference to the function. So say I'm probably going to run through them all, or the majority of them. I'll run through a few of them actually. Slightly easier I'll go with chat first, I suppose. Why not? They're stored in the function in commands. So if I show you commands.h, it's just all the commands that can be used in it. There's like chat, help. There's static functions. I've got game room lobby specific ones, game specific, battle specific, and then at the bottom I've just got some other things that were helpful for commands. So the chat is pretty much, it removes the first word and leaves whatever's left in the string. Says I'm chatting something, the message, whatever it is. If they're in the game, if they're not in game, it's going to do lobby send game. So it's going to send it to everyone who's in the lobby. Otherwise, if they're in a game and it's not in progress, it's going to use send room, which will send it to everyone on both teams in the lobby. Otherwise, if they're in a match, it'll go in here and it'll check if they're exploring the map. So if they are, it'll send it to everyone on their team. Otherwise, it means they're in a battle, and if they are, that'll only send it to everyone on their team who's in their battle. So let's see what's next. Quit. Similar again, it's just closing the connection, sending a message that I've left, that whoever's left the realm. Otherwise, if they're in a map, in a game room that's in progress, it's going to remove a handler. Otherwise, if they're just in the game room, it's going to just to notice they can't quit when they're in a battle. So the furthest into a match they can quit from is the game match itself. So it's going to remove a handler from the game match, and then in here remove a handler from the game room, so it'll send them back to the lobby and set in game equal to false and such, and they've left the room to everyone else. Time is the same as it was in the example, it just returns the time how long it's been up for. Who is slightly different, it's pretty much returns a list of people who are in the game. You can do who all to see who's online and offline in the lobby. So otherwise it's checks if they're in a lobby, it'll only show you whoever's in the lobby with you, or if you're in the game, it'll show you who's on your, well, it'll show you everyone who's in the game and who's on the team, and if you're in a battle, it'll show you who's in the battle. This is similar to the way chat was done. Create a game room. This is the pass in create and the name of the room. First of all, it checks if the amount of rooms is less than the maximum amount. If it is, we can create a room. It goes in, checks the name's acceptable. Similar, it's using the same function of in log on, so it's none of those strange characters and such like that, no spaces. Then it simply iterates through the map of game rooms that are already there and checks if the name already exists. If it does, it doesn't let them create it, sends a message to them and returns from it. Otherwise, they can create the game room. It says you've created the game room, it sends the text to everyone in the lobby so everyone knows it's created. Adds to the system log, so it's like someone's created a game room, it's just handy to know. And then it joins the person to the game room. Otherwise, it would send, the command's not valid, max number of games has been reached, just kind of let people know what's happening. Join game room is actually a command they can enter by themselves, but I figured creating a game room, you're going to want to join it, so do it automatically. Join game room is similar again, it's just checking for the room name, see if it's there. It's like while the iterator is not equal to the end of the list, if the room name is equal to room name, if it's joinable, meaning if it's not already in progress, or if there's not too many players in it, we're going to say that such and such is, we're going to send the title of the game room to them, so it'll be the game room title, and that kind of same way that the lobby title was. It's going to make the person join the room. The connection is going to get a handle added to it, to game room handler, which is another handler now, which is inherits from the base handler again, which is the next one I'm going to go into, and I'll show you now. And just send a message to everyone in the lobby that you've joined the game. Room join is pretty much in a game room. It's going to check whichever size is the smallest, and it's going to add them. Whichever team has less people on it, and it's going to add you to that team. So it's like it'll make even teams as it's going up. It's going to push back to a team. In the game room, there are a vector for each team. So there's team A and team B, and then it's going to push back on each one. And these are pointers that are passed into them. Sorry, not pointers. They're in-game players. So originally we've got player objects, and now in here I'm going to turn player objects into in-game player objects. So inside in-game player, they've got a pointer to player. So that's the original player they were, so I can still access, say, the name and other things that I need to. But inside, I also have their stats and things like that. So there's the pointer. I've got the player state, whether they're exploring or in a battle. String the map ID that they're in, so I can check if they're in the same room as someone else, so I can make a battle ensue. Their health, agility, strength, magic, defense, such like that. I have the static variables, so I can reset their stats. It's basically the ones that are going to be set back to everyone. Variable for reset stats, update stats. That's basically just for any ever next kit it's going to be equipped. It's like perform command if it's passive, and print out all their stats, stuff like that. And then here we can see that an in-game player has a team, so team A, team B. They've got a vector of, the way I've done this is basically this is to their inventory. These three parts here are their inventory. Temp XKit map is a vector of pointers to the XKit database, so it's whatever ones they've got in their inventory. Equipped is an array of how many they can have equipped, so there's only 3 in this game, so they can have 3. It's a pointer to 3 XKits basically, and then that's basically your whole inventory. But I also, in player, I also have a vector of all of your inventory, all of your XKits. The reason I've done this is that I originally wanted to put another command in the game. I haven't implemented in this one, but it was something called trade XKit. So you could give an XKit. So in game, you could give an XKit you have to another player, and then at the end of the match, the XKit would be removed from their inventory and it would be added back to yours. So basically, the way I was going to do this was, you've got a normal inventory of XKits already, and when you go into a match, it's going to copy everything from that into your temp inventory, and then you can equip things like that from this one. And if you give it to someone else, it doesn't matter, because it's going to wipe this one clean and it's going to give you the other one anyway. And that's also why I have it's going to give you back to the original ones you had anyway. And that's the reason I have for new XKits. So it's whatever new XKits you receive in this match, it's going to add the new XKits and add on to your proper inventory at the end of the match. So it's just planning ahead a bit. The rest of the stuff's pretty simple. It's just some functions I'll probably go through in a while when I'm running through the rest of the code. Close this, go back to, sorry, I was in join.